you know, many of the moderate Democrats are trying to get as far away from the defund the police movement. So what do? So, okay, we're going to fund the police now. We're going to fund you, and we're going to use the COVID dollars. But yet, they're complicit when the most radical side of the party still is demanding, like the Cori Bushes, the Rashida Tlaibs of the world, Maxine Waters, defund them, dismantle them, destroy policing, period. That's reckless conversation, but those who are moderate are complicit when they sit there and they say nothing. Well, let me just say this, I'm a cop, all my life, 44 years. If there was evidence, if there was a proper investigation, that the election was stolen, then that was something I could do. I don't have that information. But what I do certainly support is election integrity and confidence. And I do support that going to the polls, we should show identification. Very important.
In the past, you've attacked Governor Whitmer for issuing mask mandates on the executive orders, but your department enforced those orders. So I'm curious to hear what changed now in your thought process here in your opinion.
And I got to tell you, I appreciate your question. We wrote something like 6,000 tickets. Didn't like it. Absolutely didn't like it. But you know, I'm a police chief. I follow the rules, and in law enforcement, you're nonpartisan. You may have political views, but I operate in the framework of what is given to me. And so I followed what was passed down from the governor to our mayor. I made a unilateral decision at some point. So we're out there going into businesses, writing these tickets, and I'm looking at the news and I see that there was protests in Lansing. Some of these protesters were unmasked. I didn't see one ticket issued. It was at that point that I made a unilateral decision to not issue another ticket. Now, didn't ask for permission. I just felt strongly it was the right thing to do.
Still exploring.
I have launched an exploratory committee.
Does that change? Is that still your status?
If you can slow down and let me get it out. I'm currently in an exploratory committee. It's given me an opportunity to get around the state and understand some of the issues, which I've done. I anticipate within 2 weeks, I'll be making an announcement. Here's the way I look at it. I don't care about your ideology. I'm law enforcement. What happened at the insurrection should not have happened. Those folks should and are being held accountable. Equally important to me that, as I affectionately refer to, the many criminal acts that occurred across our country and cases were dismissed. I think anytime you commit a crime, regardless of your ideology, you should be held accountable. Yes, ma'am.
So what were
Do not take the position that the election was
I'm not
stolen,
gonna-
and if you do not take the
You know what,
position that he instigated the January 6th insurrection, as you just called it, that you would be labeled by him as a rhino or Republican in name only.
You threw a lot, and I thought I answered the question. I'm focusing on one, the individuals who broke the law. Okay?
But
Just
I'm
like
taking
the
it beyond
summer,
that.
I'm not going to get into that. I'm not dodging it, as you might try to put out, what you did the last time. I'm not dodging
It's
the
a direct question. Do you want former President Trump's endorsement?
If the president gives me his endorsement, I will accept it. But I want to be defined as James Craig, not Donald Trump. I'm looking ahead to 2022.
But do you need those caveats to get his endorsement? That's
I
the
don't
rest
know
of
what
my
I
question.
need. You asked me a direct question.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, so I don't know how plainly I can say it to you. The fact is this. I talked about the January 9th, and I talked about all the issues, and that's important for me to talk. So at this point, I will conclude.
Thank you,
All right,
everybody.
thank you all.
Thanks for being
Thank you.
here.
We
We gotta
gotta
get Chief out of
Thank
here.
you. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming. You can follow me any